Welcome in, welcome back. It is Thursday night. It is all influencer wrestling time.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall. Introducing first, from Edinburgh, Scotland, weighing in at 158 pounds, Stephen Joyce.
We are kicking things right off with the first of our two semi-final matches in the Double Clout tournament bracket. Stephen joins the first half of Tiny Hatomancy, making his way down to the ring. And let's very quickly consult that bracket. We can see what tonight's look-up is. Stephen and DC making their way down to face off against Big Magic Reynolds and Brock, after they put an end to the winning streak of the Dastardly Duo. On the other half of the bracket, Benny and Frederico, representing RBFS, will be taking on the Sold Clout champion Avric, Brightmoon, and Tiff. The winner of each of these matches will meet next week to determine our inaugural Double Clout champions.
And his partner, from parts unknown, weighing in at 219 pounds, DC.
DC Lasser, producer to the stars, makes his way down to the ring. Of course, there is more championship gold, more of that ever-present clout on the line tonight, as after qualifying for that #1 contendership last week, Chen Harper faces Aria Nightvalley for the $1 Shillion Championship later on tonight. A highly emotionally charged match to kick things off tonight. Solid friendship between Stephen and DC and Big Magic Reynolds, with Brock perhaps the wild card in this match. How will this friendship be tested throughout the course of this match? And here he comes, setting the lab goblins loose, looking to load the chew with clout.
Weighing in at 280 pounds, Big Magic Reynolds.
The Artificer, looking to construct the clout. Can he build a functional team with Brock? The two seemed to start to gel during their qualifying match last week. Will that continue, or will Reynolds be torn between the chase for clout and the friends he finds himself facing across the ring? Later on, we also have our remaining debuting clout chaser from Overboard, who has yet to have their showcase match. Laurie Bishop will be making her one-on-one debut here in All Influencer Wrestling up after this match. Bookending the show tonight will, of course, be that RBFS versus Team Bring It match. And here he comes, the Badger Barbarian himself.
From parts unknown, weighing in at 444 pounds,
and could wind up in a fascinating situation. Bear in mind, as he is carting it down to the ring, Brock still holds the drama bomb, and waiting on the other side of the bracket is the current Sold Clout champion, Avric Brightmoon. What will that dynamic play into these matches? We've seen just how effective that drama bomb can be. Pressery D dropping hers to phenomenal effect, claiming the Sold Clout champion, which she still holds. At least until she runs into the winner of the Overboard Royal Rumble match, Calypso Dominguez. But that is the future, now is the present. Big Magic Reynolds and Stephen Joyce tying up in the middle of the ring. Shoulder check, and Reynolds seemingly not able to bring himself to lock up with Stephen, tags in Brock immediately. Will Reynolds take the stance of letting Brock do most of the work in this match? A big boot like that, it might be over very quickly. Stephen bouncing off the middle rope. Brock took a moment to celebrate, and Stephen right there with the boot. Interestingly, Reynolds not attempting to break up the pinfall. Brock able to break out of the one, shoves Stephen Joyce down, and boots to the gut sends Brock counting over, using the big man's momentum against him, but simply too strong. Overpowers Stephen, shoving him right down to the mat, and just those boots to the face. Tags in Reynolds, legal man once again. Elbow trying to knock the headphones off of Stephen. Those aren't going anywhere. Those are magically attached, it seems. And there's DC breaking up the pinfall. Draping knee by Reynolds. Most likely wanting to end this match as quickly as possible. And Brock assisting with that, trying to keep Lasser occupied on the outside. Stephen took that moment to recover though, and right back in and into an arm grab and wrenching it over, tying up the left arm there of Stephen Joyce, but gut punches to break out. And up onto the shoulders goes Stephen and bounces off the corner. And up and down you go. And had enough. It's Brock's turn once again as Stephen desperately tries to make it. And there's the tag. DC Lasser, the Hatomatsu in place. Sharp elbow to the face of Brock there. He is not angry having that. The rage starting to build. And taps out. It is Reynolds now once again legal. Forced to start working over those upper limbs of DC Lasser. Not able to hit the buttons on a stream deck if you don't have working limbs. Get quick. Tags quick and frequent tagging out of this team. They've seemingly gotten very much on the same page. Strong tag team fundamentals on display by Brock and Big Magic Reynolds. And drops Lasser over the knee. Vicious strike, but digs deep. Only got a 1. Not enough punishment done to the Hatomatsu yet to put this match to an end. Brock looking for instruction, did not find it. Gave that moment for DC to make that tag. And Stephen, though, run right into that big boot and roll up by Stephen Joyce. 1. Kicked out through, and again, no attempt by Reynolds to break up that pinfall. An excellent counter there, though, by Stephen. Tried to knock Brock off balance. The big man, simply too much momentum there. Not able to knock him off his feet. That'll do it, though. DC Lasser, nowhere to be seen. Perhaps took a blow to the hat falling off outside, which we know is the source of his power. There he is, back up, gets back to his corner, and Steven wrenching those limbs. Look at that ungodly position that the leg of Brock was taking there. Steven limping himself back over to the corner. There's the tag. DC back in. Blocked that elbow strike this time and sends DC over. I think clipped Reynolds with that as well, though. And Brock taking the moment to try to take Steven out of the equation. And wrenching him around. Lasser, I think a little disoriented there, almost tried to take Brock back over to Reynolds' corner, which would have been a tactical error. But once he got his bearings back, unfortunately gave Brock time to recover. Steven laid out on the outside. Lasser in big trouble right now. This, what Lasser, I think, was trying to do. Manages to get that quick elbow up, though. Almost in a dangerous position with that potential double team looming. Has the Badger by the scruff. Tried to get him back to his own corner. And again, Brock this time able to power out. Got DC into position, tag made to Big Magic Reynolds. What does Reynolds have in mind? Going there, I think, for a choke slam, but DC quick on the uptake. Got those strikes, he'd gone for it. This time he landed it. Up we go, and down. The lab is closed. And running rope-assisted splash by Reynolds did not go for the pinfall, tagging in Brock to pick up the pieces. Slowing it right down, wrenching the neck of DC around, but he's able to twist through, and a solid gut punch. He's able to escape. Leg drag, technical acumen of Lasser takes Brock down. What does DC have in mind here? He's waiting, watching for Brock to get to his feet, and big running kick sends the big man down. Now Reynolds activates. The first time he has come in to save his partner, maybe the first time it was legitimately needed. Running drop kick by Lasser again sends Brock off his feet. And again, Reynolds just barely in time makes the save. It takes a lot to go toe-to-toe with Brock, but DC doing a phenomenal job of it right now. Listen to the sound of that blow right into the chops of Brock. Misjudged that one though, tried to go for the shoulder tackle, misjudged the timing a little bit, but DC with the DDT. And once again, Big Magic Reynolds now making that save. And countering that grapple attempt by Brock. And once again, down he goes. Center of gravity being used against him. DC tags in the now fresh Stephen Joyce. And going up to the top, Reynolds almost trying to go for it, but did not make the grab there. Crossbody from the top rope by Steven. But there's that unfortunate streamer mentality. Played to the crowd and gave Brock a chance to get that tag to Reynolds, and massive powerbomb by Big Magic. DC makes the save. And there's Brock not happy about it, but the ref sending him out of the ring. Reynolds and Steven continuing to tie up. Look at that, just hoying Steven across the ring by the leg. And got the knees up, blocked the splash by Reynolds. And look at that, clothesline sends Steven over the top rope, right into the waiting DC. Who Reynolds now turns his attention to. Big hooks. DC hangs on, but there he goes. Uematsu is down. The Tiny Hatted One is now trapped alone. Dangerous position for Tiny Hat Uematsu, and over the shoulder he goes. Big scoop slam and tags in Brock. Steven not sure, I think, where he is. Knocked down by Brock to finish it. DC Lasser nowhere to be seen. There he is. Barely made it in. That flurry of energy by Lasser slides into the ring, directly into the pinfall attempt, saving Steven and saving this matchup. But the Badger hug crushing the ribs of Stephen Joyce. DC once again there with the save. Headbutt for his trouble. And that sit out stomp. But DC, not the legal competitor, laid out in the middle of the ring, but it's Steven who has to be pinned. And that may well be what is about to happen. And there once again, powerbomb, but DC barely back to his feet, right there to save it. I think Reynolds thought he had more time before DC got to his feet. And down again goes Stephen Joyce. And here's the tag. What does Brock have in mind? And big elbow drop across. Reynolds there to try to... Did not make it though. Reynolds got in to try and block DC from countering. Big though splash right across the ribs of Stephen. And again, DC making that save. Brock too het up, not paying enough attention to ring positioning. He has to get rid of Lasser, stop those saves being made. Tag in Reynolds now legal. Reynolds thought about it, but continues to soften up. And again, DC playing spoiler. Possibly a strategy there though by Reynolds. That got DC into the ring. Enough time for Brock to lock up with him. Brock and DC now on the outside. This is going to be bad for... Oh, and ribs right across the knee. This is the moment that they have been waiting for. Reynolds needs to put Steven down, needs to finish this. Wrenching over the neck, though. He is not ending this. He needs to roll through. Lasser able to counter to Brock. Horns up, says Reynolds. He's wanting to end this. Big boot, though. It sends Steven over the rope to the outside. It cannot end out there. He's got to get Steven back into the ring. Brock back on the apron, but so is Lasser. Lasser escaped that trap. And there is the choke slam once again. The gate to the lab slam closed, but Lasser is here to make the save and does so. We are right back to square one as the strategy of Reynolds and Brock fell apart. Thanks again to the technical acumen of DC Lasser, the Uematsu, putting an absolute shift in during this match tonight. And Steven finally able to get the better of Reynolds, goes for the tag. Double team by Tiny Uematsu. Over they go, took both of them to get that man up there, but get him up they did. And there's a running dropkick by Lasser, but Brock there to play spoiler. Steven, stickler for the rules, followed them a little too closely. Got back to his corner, did not remain in there to prevent Brock from coming in and getting that pin breakup. But Lasser now very much in control of the in-ring action. Drops Reynolds down and he's got that arm locked in. Look at the torque. Can he make Reynolds tap? No. Steven now once again the legal man. And runs right into that power bomb. No, rolls through. He's rolled through. He's got the roll up. No sign of Brock. Reynolds able to kick through, but again, we've seen that from Steven before, those quick roll-through attempts, and he's got the submission now locked in, this time working over the legs of Reynolds, and there's Brock. And look at that, Steven has had enough, sends Brock rolling out of the ring, turns his attention back to Reynolds. Can he do it? Reynolds just got that arm up in time. Steven almost had that match won. Reynolds, though, simply too resilient. Tiny Hatomatsu in control now. Another double team to Reynolds. And the Artificer goes flying again. And again, working over those limbs of Big Magic Reynolds. He needs the arm for crafting. And there's the leg lock. It's in. Reynolds in the middle of the ring, but Brock is there to save the day. And Lasser's had enough of it. Lights up the Big Badger with those strikes, and Brock barely makes the way out of the ring. DC now locked in on Brock, but it's given Reynolds that time to roll to the outside and recover. And look at that, planted the head of Brock right onto the hardest part of the ring. Brilliant strategy by Lasser. Reynolds back to his feet. He's got to make his way back in before that ref's count hits. Brock taken out of the equation momentarily. Can Tiny Hatomatsu capitalize? There's the tag. Stephen Joyce legal once again. Reynolds isolated. Goes for the clothesline. Disorient Steven, nobody home with that double drop kick. Reynolds goes for the side suplex. Lance Steven down, who rolls to the ropes, and there's Brock back up. Heavy strikes, ducks under that grapple attempt, but hoists him back into the ring. Boxer stance taken up by Reynolds, trying to look for a way through the defenses of Stephen Joy's clubbing blow onto the spine. And right into the head, and kept up by Stephen. He's busted open. Bleeding like that has to be against TOS, but a kip up shows Stephen has a lot of fight left into him. Crashing down though onto that thigh. Brock now legal. And Steven cracked the elbow into the face of Reynolds. What does Brock have in mind? Trying to rip off the headset, I think, but that's going nowhere, I promise you. Trying to choke the air, I think, out of Steven. There's the tag once again. Reynolds legal. Boot to the ankle. Here comes DC. Can Brock make it in time? Nope. DC took out the so desperate to break up that pinfall, he took out the ref too. Ref is down. Able to force his way back to his feet. And there's the tag. Brock once again legal. Steven laying in that pool of crimson in the middle of the ring. A little bit of ring repositioning by Brock, but he needs to take the time to get DC out of the equation, and there is game, set, and match. He's trying to end it with that, but did not take out DC. The match continues. Continuing to work over that busted open forehead of Steven and tag in Reynolds legal. Bounced off the rope for that momentum on the crossbody, but took Brock down with it, and Steven rolls out for some desperately needed recovery time. Reynolds back in the ring. There's what he needed to do. Tried to take out DC, but took a knee to the face for his trouble. And Steven got that leg lock in. Again, they've done a lot of work over those limbs of Reynolds, but Brock is able to save it before the big man is forced to tap. Sends Brock careening over. Is this going to do it? Steven using Brock's own momentum against him. Can it? Oh, just barely. Reynolds makes the rope break. Steven cannot believe it. Tiny Uematsu almost had that, but the long limbs of Reynolds just enough to get the fingers on that rope, and big boot to DC, lining up Steven now. Onto the ship's decking, big Reynolds is fired up. He's got to get Steven back into the ring, and here he goes. Lasser laid out. Brock is back, basking in it. Reynolds knows what's coming. He heard DC get back to his feet on the outside, sending both men into the ring. Is he planning on packing and stacking them? Lariat sends down, but no, gave DC time to get back into his corner, and boot in saves the pin count at 2. Brock had enough. He's eyeing up Lasser over there in the corner. Another big release powerbomb, but DC is once again there to save the day. The value of a good producer is being proven time and time again. It's been said a producer can save a show, and that is what DC is doing for this match tonight. Brock, though, now taking care of that problem. Reynolds locked up in the ring with Stephen Joyce. Stephen in big trouble, and here it is for the 3rd time. The gates to the lab close. Alone in the ring, Lasser laid out on the outside. That has done it. Big Magic Reynolds. Brock. They put away Tiny Uematsu to advance to the finals. The resiliency of Stephen Joyce, the strategy of DC Lasser on display, but it was not enough to derail the meat train that is Big Magic Reynolds and Brock. One half of our championship match for next week is set. Reynolds and Brock will take on either RBFS or Avric and Tiff next week. We'll find that out later on. But first up, we have plenty more action to get to before that. Next, tonight here on All Influencer Wrestling, Laurie Bishop in her first ever singles outing in this promotion. We'll be right back after these short messages. Hi, I'm Captain Turiant Guidel, most dashingly handsome pirate in all of Lumsalaminsa and the Clout Missioner of All Influencer Wrestling. As a swashbuckling pirate, I know a thing or two about hats. And sometimes, even I feel the hats I own are just too big. So when I feel the need for minuscule millinery, there's only one place that comes to mind. TinyHatLabs.com. Tiny Hat Labs have always sought to push the boundaries of what's possible in client engagement millinery feedback solutions. Their guiding question remains the same today as it was when they were founded. What if small hat, but tiny? Operating at the nexus of science, engineering, artificial intelligence, art, fashion and design, Tiny Hat Labs seeks to pave the way to a paradigm shift in headpiece technology. While others ask, how much? TinyHatLabs.com asks, how little? I'm Captain Turiant Guidel, and TinyHatLabs.com is my favourite place for hats on the internet. We are back. The blood has been scrubbed off of the ring apron. And making her way down to the ring for her first solo outing.
The contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Jackson, Mississippi, the Enforcer, Lori Bishop.
The impeccably dressed, dapper form of Lori Bishop, the Enforcer, makes her way down to the ring. It is all business with Bishop. No time for friends, no time for alliances. She's here for one reason, and it is clout. This pinstriped pin machine, looking to score a victory here in her first solo outing, but to do that, she is going to have to go through this woman.
And accompanied by Violence from Sin City, Banshee.
Now, this is a turn of events. We saw Banshee approach the ring last week and put herself in Saria's corner, and seemingly Saria Violet returning the favor, accompanying Banshee down to the ring for her match against Lori Bishop. A very hard-hitting, bloodied rivalry between Banshee and Saria over the last few months. The two, have they reached a mutual understanding? They each pushed each other to new and greater heights. Have they now decided to ally, to take that and use it for each other's benefit? Could be an interesting shift in the makeup of this division if so. And ran right into that press slam by Bishop, the powerhouse on display. Counters that attempt at a running attack by Banshee, and hook suplex, over she goes. You do not underestimate Lori Bishop. She is here for one thing and one thing alone. Banshee is finding that out right now, mocking the crying. Look at this performance by Lori out the gate, proving what she is here for. Didn't have the greatest of luck in the overboard match, and she is more than out to make up for that tonight. Tying up the legs of Banshee, and my god, look at the torque on the spine, pulling her legs back into an ungodly position. And goes for the pinfall immediately, but we've seen this throughout the course of that rivalry with Violet. Banshee is a more resilient competitor than many give her credit for. The salute, the bow by Bishop, and goes up to the top rope. Banshee is in trouble and crashing down. All Saria Violet can do is watch on. She lays hands on Bishop. That's going to be a disqualification. Banshee rolls up through the ref and gave herself a little bit of breathing room. Tried to lock up, but look at the sheer power of Bishop. Just shoved Banshee away, smack into the middle of the ring too. Got the leverage though. Banshee sends her competitor off balance. keeps trying to lock up. I think Banshee is trying to prove her own strength here, but Bishop is making her really suffer for that. Up and big scoop slam by Laurie Bishop. Clutching the spine, the back of Banshee is on fire right now. Working over the arms as well and going right for that pinfall again. Can Banshee pull through? 1, 2. She's able to get that arm up. Bishop tried to do damage to the shoulders there to prevent Banshee's ability to get the momentum to kick out. Takes a lot more than that to keep her down though, and here we go. Those dangerous legs of Banshee lighting up Laurie Bishop. She is a striker through and through. But Banshee not able to capitalize on the momentum there and ran once again right into Laurie. What does Laurie have in mind here? Trying to choke out Banshee, arms flailing, the oxygen cutting off to her brain. Desperately needs to shift her balance and get out of this chokehold, and she's able to do it. But oh, that was a long time without oxygen there. Banshee, every muscle in her body must be screaming right now. DDT though, down goes Laurie. Kicks out at 1 though. Over the top rope, elbow right to the face of Bishop. Taking a moment, drink it in, says Banshee. Dodges out of the way, baited Laurie, and this is where Banshee shines, those head games. She is an expert at getting inside her opponent's skull, and that is what she is trying to do to Laurie Bishop right now. And there's that abdominal stretch. Trying to put the pressure onto Laurie now, but simply too strong. She's got her up and down goes Banshee. Ring awareness there by the enforcer. Knows those long limbs of Banshee could be a problem, letting her get to a rope break. Up onto the shoulders and spin down. Slam into the middle of the ring goes Banshee. 1, 2, 3. Good night. The enforcer making a statement. Banshee able to get a flurry of offense in there, had her moment to shine, but simply could not break through the powerhouse of Laurie Bishop. Drinks it in. She has her eyes on the top and is going to let nothing stand in her way. But from the future of the division to the present, next up is that championship match I mentioned earlier. The #1 contendership for the $1 Zillion Championship was determined last week. And up next, Chen Harper gets her shot. Aria Nightvalley has survived time and time again. Dominant $1 Zillion champion. Will that continue, or will the veteran instincts of Chen Harper finally dethrone Lady Winter? We will be right back with that after these short messages.
Luz tried everything to open the door, but it wouldn't budge. Hammers, axes, magic, saws, more magic, fire, even more magic, and magic explosions. Still, the door refused her. Why? After all this time and effort, why wouldn't the damn thing open? Sure, it was an enchanted door that would open the path to a potentially catastrophic amount of magic pouring back into the universe, causing endless natural disasters that would drown or bury most cities from existence. But there was an equally high chance that wouldn't happen, and that the magic had been sealed away by ignorant fools for nothing. She had to believe there was a reason why she could tap into a sliver of the magic locked behind the door. That this was it, her singular life purpose. Open the door, restore its magic back to everyone like it used to be in the stories, where anyone could use magic, for good or bad. That had to be it, right? That had to be why she was standing here, in the door's pocket dimension, on a small plot of Earth, large enough for only one person to stand in front of it, swearing at this void black door with iridescent veins flowing along its surface like water, living, taunting her to just open it already. So why was it so hard to swing the damn thing wide? Somehow, she had shoved the door apart just a crack ages ago. A thin, wispy line of light seeped out of a seam down the centre. Whenever she used teleportation magic, as she had decided to call it since she didn't know the correct term and hadn't seen others use it before, probably because it was dangerous and required sliding through space and time, but who was counting? She tapped into a sliver of warmth and power to travel wherever she wished. She'd managed that slight opening unthinking as a child, then never again. What was she doing wrong now? Worse, what if she wasn't doing anything wrong? What if this door wasn't meant to open for her after all? What else could there be for her but this? After everything, after all that searching, what else could there be?
This has been an extract from The Void Door by Diva and Ayala. To read the full story, please visit search for issue 378. And thank you for watching Masterpiece Theatre.
It's championship match time.
Scheduled for one fall and is for the Internet's Honor Championship.
And here she is, accompanied by her trainees. A show of force in support of Chen Harper. The Dangerous Alliance and Faria Ahmed all studied under the wing of Chen. She is here to show her students how it is done. I do apologise too, I was just informed there was apparently some technical difficulties during that last ad break. We'll check into that later on. And here comes the champion. The reigning, defending Chilean dollar champion, no less. The scepter and the title, the symbols of Lady Aria Nightvalley's reign. Our runaway Fey court princess faces what may be one of her biggest challenges to date.
Introducing the challenger from the Bronx, New York, the professional Chen Harper.
New York City out in force in support of Chen Harper tonight.
And her opponent from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, she is the Internet's Honor Champion, Lady Winter.
She is used to standing alone, the Fey Court of Winter, not one known for friendship or warmth. But nonetheless, the numbers game here has to be in the head of Aria. And locking up, Chen is kicking things off immediately. Look at the twist, the talk on that. Her trainees are watching on, cheering their mentor. A bit of a fractured relationship perhaps between Teresa and Chen, but nonetheless, they are allied here tonight. A victory for one is a victory for all. But Aria is a strong competitor, and she is great with that limb manipulation. She's got the figure four locked in. Forcing Chen to tap would be a humiliation for this veteran. She's got the pressure turned around. Aria wriggles out, but there's that instinct. There is no substitute for experience, and Chen has that in abundance. Playing basketball with the head of Aria, flipping through and drop kick to the side of the skull. Aria needing to use the ring ropes to hoist herself back up, and big blow, and just crumples after that strike, connected right with the temple there, I think. Taking it down to the mat, technical time, and there's the crossface. She's got it in right in the middle of the ring, rolled through to disorient Nightvalley. Let that in just enough time to let the damage seep in. Strike to the temple, down. Is this going to do it? No, but a rare misjudge there, I think, by Chen. Gave a chance for Aria to get that rope break on. Grapple up. Aria now trying to change the tide of the match here, and she's able to force Harper down. Counter, though, by Harper. She got the best of that exchange. Rolls under and swing, and look at that big spinning powerbomb smack in the middle of the ring. 1, 2. Kicks out at 2. Aria digging deep. She is not wanting to relinquish that championship. She's got the roll up though. Rolls through. Oh, that is sneaky. Chen able to kick through, but she has to watch out for the opportunistic mindset of Aria. She is great at finding that one weakness in her opponent's armor, and she will exploit it. And that has shifted the makeup of this match. A submission expert is Aria. Locks those legs around the neck of Chen. It goes for the elbow strike. Chen rolls to the outside. And she's able to get that much needed shift and plants the shoulders, the back of the neck, right onto that ship's decking. Faria there, I think, trying to run to her mentor's aid, realizes just in time that if she lays hands on Nightvalley, she's going to cost Chen the match. And now, right in front of her student, Nightvalley working over Harper. Sends her into the ring and hoists up through. Nightvalley going up top. We don't see this often. And big elbow drop landed right on the spine of Chen. Harper is in trouble. Lights up with the chops. Oh, she's able to counter though. Spins through and was winding up for that big strike. Nightvalley able to counter. And back in control. Harper just collapses in the ring after that assault. And again, those strikes, those chops lighting up the chest of Chen. Waiting for her moment to strike. Aria found it, picked it, rolls Harper into the ropes and ducks under. Massive chop, biggest one yet. Is this going to be it? Right in front, and Chen Harper digs deep. She gets that shoulder up just in time. That was almost another retention, another notch in the belt of Nightvalley. Ducks under, went back to the well for those one too many times. Lighting up the ribs. Knee strikes. What does Harper have in mind? Up. And down, power bomb, smack in the middle of the ring. Rolls through, I think just out of range of the rope break this time, but digs through. She's got that 2 count. Nightvalley's still in it. Started to get a little frustrated there, I think, did Harper, but centered herself. Again, those veteran instincts I've said so much about coming through. She's keeping herself calm. She's keeping herself focused. Rolls through and realizes she's too close for the pinfall, so she's got that stretch in deep. Nightvalley is in big trouble, but able to just get those legs around. Knees to the temple of Harper. Breaks her way through. Neckbreaker by Aria sends Harper down, crashing to the mat. Lighting it up, very frosty reception. Takes a moment to strategize, decides to go for the legs, works over the lower body of Chen Harper now. Just a slap to the face. Elbow strike, pop, pop. And she's going up top. I think we are seeing that moonsault and rolls through and lands it. We've seen this end many a match for Aria. Is it going to do it once again? 2.999. Harper manages though to get through and stunner. She's rolled through and there's that. Oh, again, the spine. But Aria's able to keep the momentum going. Breaks out very quickly. And here's the figure 4. She's got it locked in. Middle of the ring. And there's the bridge. Harper is in serious trouble. She has to power through this. She is not going to get anywhere near those ropes, but she can't do it. She cannot do it. It was too deep. Nowhere to go. Chen Harper taps out. Her students cannot believe it. But Lady Aria Nightvalley once again defends her title. We saw roll through that beautiful moonsault. And this is the moment where it ended for Chen. Locked in the middle of the ring. Sometimes knowing this business means knowing when to give up, and she saw there was no way out of that predicament. Better to tap than risk a longer term injury.
Internet's Honor Champion, Lady Winter.
A much needed win for Aria, proving that despite getting pinned by Presley to cost Blix the Soul Clout Championship, when it matters for her, nobody can knock off Nightvalley. We will take a quick breather. We'll be back with something appears to be wrong.
Why bother hiring cloud chasers when I can just make them?
We have the broadcast back while we were gone. RT Fisher Intelligence back up. They have pulled Cinneas into the ring. We've very quickly sanctified this an impromptu matchup, 2-on-1 handicap match now on the card. This was not authorized by any official AIW personnel, but Cinneas now trapped in a 2-on-1 situation against RT Fisher Intelligence. Yet another creator being brutalized by RT Fisher Intelligence. Back seemingly to do the bidding of metrics. Remember, for those who have not yet seen these two, they showed up during Overboard. They worked their way into the tag tournament. They were the opening opponents against Tiny Hatamansi, who managed to defeat them. But seeming the RT Fisher deciding that if they can't win a fair fight, they're going to play the numbers game. These two, we don't know where they came from. We know that somehow Metrics was involved in their generation. Some form of artificially created clout chaser. Cinneas pushing through. allies short on the ground for Cinneas right now. Tiny Hatomancy and Big Magic Reynolds still recovering and mostly undertaking medical care from the opening match. Battlestar nowhere to be seen, not in the building tonight. Candied Ginger unavailable. They're in action later on. They are isolated. There is nobody to come to the aid of Cinneas. It is 2-on-1 against RT Fisher Intelligence. Sending, I think, a message once again, not only to Battlestar, but to both members of Team Tank Main. You will be isolated. You will be destroyed. Baseball bat has been brought out. And there it is in the hand of Fisher as RT mocks the pirate. Both of them. Makes his way back into the ring. Again, this has apparently somehow been sanctioned. There will be a winner of this. And as Cinneas fighting it back, he's somehow able to pull through. Flipped off by Fisher on the outside. If that isn't emblematic of what this team thinks of the rest of the content creators, I don't know what is. Shoves him over there, but there's Fisher waiting right behind him. Saw him coming. Ducks under and over. And lights up the chest of Cinneas. And over he goes, basking in it, saying, what are you going to do? What we're going to do is get a suplex, and there goes the lariat, but I don't think that's going to be enough because there's Fisher. As RT is laid out, Fisher is there to prevent anything being done about it. Choking out Cinneas. Nothing he can do. Nobody to come to his aid. Stunner through and catches the boot of RT. And the AIW universe making their opinion of this known. You hear the boos for RT Fisher Intelligence raining down throughout the arena. The Broadside faithful making their opinion known, but none of that is going to help. Stomping a hole into the chest of Cinneas. And just rubbing his face down into the mat. Elbow drop to the back. Just pin him and put an end to this. He's fighting through. Why? Just... down with the neck breaker. RT going up to the mid rope and just taunting. Fisher yelling at the floor on the outside for some reason. And there we see it, anchors away by Cinneas, but... and he's able to get Fisher up. RT, excuse me. Bounces him off. My God, can against all odds. Can Cinneas actually pull this off? Can he tank main his way through this? He might be able to actually do it. Fisher kicks out at 2. The inevitable march of RT Fisher Intelligence continues as the kendo stick is pulled out. fighting his way back through, scrapping valiantly, but neckbreaker again. Down goes Cinneas. That ungainly, ungodly form of RT, and kicks out at 2 again. He is not letting this go, but the punishment is simply too much. Hook suplex, over goes Fisher. And rolls RT through. Fisher's been taken out on the outside. Holds himself back up. And again, constantly going back to that neck breaker. It's almost as if RT has one move he gets locked into doing. This is what happens when you generate a clout chaser as opposed to letting them actually do the work. There is no substitute. But as hard as Cinneas is fighting back, the onset seems relentless. Into the corner he goes. Shoulder checked again and again. Fisher trying to reach RT trying to reach over Fisher. Not able to get connection. Tries to choke out. The ref trying to get some semblance of legality going on here, but come on, just stay down, man, for God's sakes. Shoulder check sends him crashing down. We can hear outside the cavalry arriving. We heard that engine roar of that so frequently seen bite of Candy Holiday. Candy Ginger, I'm told, making their way to the arena for their match shortly, but they're not making it in time. Tried to tap out RT. Fisher fighting through. And there's the hook suplex. Can Cinneas somehow dig this through? He's got RT up onto the shoulders. Bounces him off the top rope. There's Fisher with a running clothesline. Takes him right back down. Anytime there is a moment of hope, another flurry from RT Fisher Intelligence to beat you back down. And again, rubbing Cinneas' face into the mat, mocking, disrespectful. RT seemingly glitching out there, trying to dive onto Fisher and Cinneas. Picked up the bat, dropped it right back down again. And counter, he's able to get that blow, and Cinneas fighting back. Another flurry of offense. Hoists RT up and over, uses him to block the reach of Fisher, but is preventing Cinneas from getting hold of him himself. Sends RT rolling out the ring. Gut kick, he's got Fisher around the waist, and up we go, and there it is again, the keel haul, but RT made his way back in, kicks him right in the head. Gets the legs up to counter that charge from Fisher, but RT capitalizes, headbutt, sends Cinneas down. Is that going to be to it? Somehow he's still got the fight in him, that arm still up. Rolls through the Fisher is right there waiting, and there's the stunner. That, please just stay down. And there it is, it's over. RT Fisher Intelligence at the command of metrics. We're hearing that indeed Candied Ginger have now arrived at the arena, not in time though to save the pirate from that brutal assault by RT Fisher Intelligence, who are marching apparently around the... Well, that's just uncalled for. That is... We're going to go back to ad breaks. We'll try to get some semblance of order in here, get these two evicted. We will be right back. I don't know what is going on here. We're going to get those two cleared out, and we'll be right back with some sensible, intelligent, actual, human-created clout-chasing action after this short message.
Hi, I'm Captain Turiant Guidel, most dashingly handsome pirate in all of Minsa, and the Clout Missioner of all Influencer Wrestling. As a swashbuckling pirate, I know a thing or two about hats. And sometimes, even I feel the hats I own are just too big. So when I feel the need for minuscule millinery, there's only one place that comes to mind. TinyHatLabs.com. Tiny Hat Labs have always sought to push the boundaries of what's possible in client engagement millinery feedback solutions. Their guiding question remains the same today as it was when they were founded. What if small hat, but tiny? Operating at the nexus of science, engineering, artificial intelligence, art, fashion and design, Tiny Hat Labs seeks to pave the way to a paradigm shift in headpiece technology. While others ask, how much? TinyHatLabs.com asks, how little? I'm Captain Turiant Guidel, and TinyHatLabs.com is my favourite place for hats on the internet.
Right, we have the ring cleared out. We have things locked down. There should be no further interruptions for the rest of the evening.
Making our way to the ring, accompanied by Holly Day from New York. One half of the Action Champions.
Too incensed at what just happened to even sing, marching their way down to the ring. Candied Ginger, Her Royal Highness the Ginger Flame, she who sings on the graves of her enemies, up in solo action tonight. And here is her opponent for the evening. Somebody looking to re-find their feet.
And from San Salvador, El Salvador, La Llorona.
It's Showwoman versus Showwoman. Candy Holiday in the corner of the Ginger Flame for this contest. Iorona taking on the Ginger Flame. Up after this, of course, the final match on our card tonight. The other semi-final in the Double Clout tournament bracket. RBFS taking on Team Bring It, represented by Avric, Brightmoon and Tiff. Vibrant, terrifying, and luminous is the presence of Iorona. Ready to go toe-to-toe with the Ginger Flame. And boot to the face right off the bat. Ginger Flame incensed after what we just witnessed. And taking that frustration out on Iorona. Knee to the head. Tiara immaculately in place. Works over the legs, the thighs. And rolls through. Snap down on the leg. Ginger Flame did not come out to play tonight. She is in a mood. She is on a tear, and Iorona is feeling the brunt of it. But shift in fortunes. Scoop slam by Iorona. Not even a 1 count, though. That is far too early in the match to keep somebody like the Ginger Flame down. And another big swinging slam. There's the leg, though, to the face. Ginger Flame capitalizes. Candy Holiday in the back there watching her partner. Knees to the chest. Only a 1 count. Iorona, a resilient powerhouse of a competitor. It's going to take more than that to keep her down. But Ginger Flame in control, basking in the adoration of the audience, but that gave Iorona a chance to get back to her feet. And big stomp landing right on the chest of the Ginger Flame. Caving the nose in there with the boot. And punt kick to the spine. Kept up though by the Ginger Flame. She's back up and charges through and just pounced. Fez press by Iorona. Laying in those punches on Ginger Flame. Just brutal strikes. What does Iorona have in mind here? Just disrespect, kicking the tiara into the skull of Her Royal Highness. Goes for the pinfall, but able to get the rope break. The height of the Ginger Flame proving a huge benefit. Over the shoulders and big slam though by Iorona. Not looking to repeat that mistake, repositioning Ginger Flame, pulls her back towards the middle of the ring. Got her down. Is this going to do it? 1, 2. Kicks out at 2. Ginger Flame found the wherewithal to kick out. Iorona yelling at her to keep down. Spin kick blocked by Ginger Flame. Spinning back elbow. Now this half of Candy Ginger back in control. And there's the figure 4. We saw Aria win with this earlier. Can Ginger Flame continue? She's got it locked in as well. There's the bridge. This lost that championship match for Chen Harper earlier. Will Iorona fall the same way? No, the power gets that leg unhooked too early, but she was in that hold for quite some time. A lot of damage inflicted to those legs. And counter through and following up on that damage, boots to the back of the thigh. And scoop slam, down she goes. And charges through, crossbody into the corner. 1, 2, and kicks out at the 2, gets those legs up. Boot to the spine, Ginger Flame out on a mission tonight. And a huge stomp to the inner thigh, but Iorona able to counter, gets them up, knocks Ginger Flame off balance. Down, slamming her spine right into the canvas. Crack goes the knee, clutching that. I think that did some serious damage. Boot to the gut, Iorona on a roll. And DDT, down goes the Ginger Flame. Landing right on the nose, I think, the way she was clutching that. Hips up, and she's got the boot in. And wrenches back the spine after that figure four earlier, shifting around the pain. Can Iorona power out of this too? With a punch to the face like that? Yes, she can. Knocked Ginger Flame well off balance. Both of these women now not sure where they are. Sends Ginger Flame into the corner. And what does Iorona have in mind here? Ducks through, rolls it, and rolls through. Doesn't even bother attempting to get the pinfall off of that, though. She knows there's too much left in Ginger Flame's tank. Hauled back over the top rope. The sheer power of Iorona on full display. Release suplex, bouncing her back into the rope once again. Two running clotheslines. Catches the boot and sweep the leg. Iorona fires up, goes for the pinfall once again. 1, 2, and that did it. That has done it right in front of Candy Holiday, yelling incensed. That is not going to change the outcome. Not a good night for the stream team. Her Royal Highness the Ginger Flame falls to Iorona. If I were a more cultured pirate, there would be some weeping opera reference I could make here. Insert your own if you are familiar with that art form. I am not. Iorona standing tall in the ring. Tiny Hatomancy knocked off at the hands of one of their own in Big Magic Reynolds. Cinneas fell to Artificial Intelligence, and now the Ginger Flame knocked off by Iorona. This is not going well for the streamer contingent of All Influencer Wrestling. They are, perhaps for their own benefit now, no longer in action tonight, with that bringing us through to our final match of tonight's card. It is our last semi-final in the Double Clout tournament bracket. We know Big Magic Reynolds and Brock are in that final match. Will it be RBFS or the team of Tiff and Avric? We'll find out after this. Get those heels going. Thank you, Steve. In Steve we trust. Steve protects us. Steve is the way. Steve is the light. All right. Oh, and we got a troll. That troll's naked as here, come on. Ah, almost made it back. Oh no, we got ambushed by brains. That's a mood. Oh, Ice Storm 16. Hey, Daspiv. Oh, okay, so Daspiv just healed Tiamat. Oh, sorry, Daspiv just healed her. Sorry, Leon healed Tiamat. Daspiv is great. Tell Sanya love. Sanya, Daspiv loves you. Great if Steve could cure Ty before he takes another hit. Okay, well, technically that was what I said would be great. It's not exactly the path I intended to get there, but I suppose technically that's what I asked for. It would appear that he is, in fact, down here choking the serpent. My chair was stolen while I was gone. And now this one is here. Very upset about the fact that I removed him from said chair. And we are encountering the bane of every TTRPG party, a mimic door. Oh, that's awful though. And Sid's getting stoned, and not in a fun way. The trees in the forest are alive. They can understand human speech and can read minds. The trees are alive, and they say, F you. Slept like a top. You know, I know that's not how that line is meant to be read, but I also don't understand how it makes sense any other way either. Oh, balls, it's a monster in a box. Okay. Oh, steal the spectacles. I'm getting so many silver spectacles. Stop stealing my gil, you bastard. That's the question is, can I kill this before that doom counter on terror expires? The answer appears to be no. The answer appears to be yes. So it can bounce off and zap you. Oh, and you just did banish again. Oh, cool. The entire party got banished. Well, that didn't get off to a great start. Alright. Is this a switch? Yep. There we go. Oh, wait, look at that. I stepped on the switch, and it revealed a new hole. I think we go back up to... I see a hole I haven't tried yet. Welcome back to our final match of the night. One of these two teams will meet Reynolds and Brock next week.
Is scheduled for one fall on the way to the ring at a combined weight of 998 pounds. The Monsters.
Representing RBFS, it's Benny and Frederico. No sign of Reinhardt accompanying them tonight. He was originally scheduled to be out here, but he is helping play security after the events earlier with artificial intelligence. Minotaur of his size is extremely useful. And here comes our Sold Clout champion, along with his other tag partner, Ashapal, lifelong friend of both Avric and Tiff.
And their opponents, first accompanied by the Warrior Princess, representing Team Bring It from parts unknown, weighing in at 169 pounds, the prestigious Internet Champion, Rage.
He has that Sold Clout title around his waist. Avric is looking to hold 2 titles, the solo and the tag. And Ashapal trying to plot her own way to the top of the mountain. We know Calypso is the next challenger for Treasury D, but with Chen failing to claim the $1 million championship from Aria Nightvalley, can Asha find a way to claim her place as a future contender for that title? And here he is, a natural-born showman needing to make his own solo entrance every time.
Weighing in at 215 pounds.
Tiff the twerking tiefling making his way down to the ring. Looking to add some further gold adornment around his waist. Tiff making the claim that when it comes to clout chasing, it's all in the hips, and his hips don't lie. Of all of the magical infused items of clothing we have present in all influencer wrestling, I think Tiff's leather pants are the most impressive. How they do not split doing that, I will never know. And it is Avric and Benny starting things out for each respective team as Ashapal watches on. And perhaps unsurprisingly, Benny gets the better of that initial contest of strength. Tries to end things immediately. Not going to happen, but mind games by RBFS. Hoists up the halfling. Crushes the gut, doesn't matter how heavily armored you are. A 500-pound Minotaur crushing those biceps into your ribs will do damage. Avric tried to charge and tackle down Benny, but just bounced right off of that wall of muscle and takes a delayed suplex for his trouble. Rolls through and countered by a flying elbow by Benny. Hauls Brightmoon up and slams him right down. Many an opponent has made the mistake with RBFS of assuming that because of their size and muscle, they don't have the athleticism. They very much do. Avric slowing it down, working the neck of Benny right in front of his brother Frederico. Boot to the shoulder. Brightmoon now standing tall for once. And it makes the tag. And there we go. Tiff now in the ring. The legal competitor. Boot to the gut and DDT. Down goes Benny. It's Tiff's time to get in with the mind games. And now it is Frederico's turn, the fresh competitor, and that's what I'm talking about with the athleticism. Rolled right through and sent Tiff flying. Big boot to the gut. Tiff up and over, arse over tea kettle, rolls through. Crossbody, but just blocked by the sheer muscle mass of Frederico. And there's that tag, dives in. Avric tries to take down Frederico with a clothesline. It doesn't work. That's how you do it. Tag Benny once again, the legal competitor. Avric rolled out, got back in. Boot to the gut, that's what you got to do. You got to try and attack the center of gravity with these two. Boot right to the chest, and now it is Benny's turn to slow it down. Kick right into the neck of Benny, and the two bounce off each other. And plants Brightmoon right back. Tiff yelling desperately for the tag, gets it. Benny and Tiff squaring up. Tiff, I think, thought better of that. Tried to make his way to the outside. Benny having absolutely none of it. Just chucks Tiff around like a sack of potatoes. Avric's down on the outside. Tiff manages to get the momentum up, gets that shoulder up after the 1 count. Dangerous predicament there, though, for the Immon Orphans. And a clothesline by Federico sends Tiff right down to the canvas. And the turquoise teeth has crimson on the mask. Broken open. Spear by Benny. Damn near broke Tiff in half, and not the way he likes. Around and up we go. And slam down, but right in front of Avric, who is there more than happy to break that up. And again, just hurls Tiff over the corner. Oh, are we going to see? We see Benny go up to the top. And diving elbow, but Tiff sensibly playing possum, rolls out the way. Asha trying to play Battle Master, yelling at her friends' instructions. They're simply outpowered by RBFS tonight, though. Kick out at 1 by Brightmoon, our Sold Clout champion, putting the work in on Benny, but and there is the 2 count. Thought Benny was going to go for the rope break there, but I think again that those mind games demonstrating he didn't need it. Did not need the rope break to break that pinfall. Kicks out at 2. Brightmoon up onto the shoulders, and my god, just takes Brightmoon over to Tiff, bounces him off the corner post right in front of his friend. Avric able to power through, and there is the spear shoulder check right into the gut of Benny, but he's on the outside. Avric is incensed. He is fired up and just sits up and gets that strike, does Benny. He doesn't have to reach far for Avric. And again, a kick to what, even for Avric's size, would normally be into someone's face, barely hits the chest of Benny. Avric, a competitor who doesn't care really how he wins as long as he does. I thought maybe considering going for the count-out victory, but rolled both back it, and look at that kip up by Benny. And Tiff with the, actually connects with the clothesline this time, sends Benny right back out, tried to knock Freddy off, and there he goes. Tiff sending both members of RBFS crashing down to the outside. And DDT smacks the muzzle of Benny right into the wood deck. And again, DDT. Clubs right to the back of Tiff. Tiff also not ashamed to win by countout if he needs to. But Benny marches his way back up and stomps into the ring. After the dominant opening segment, though, by RBFS, a much more balanced, much more back and forth contest between these two teams. Tiff shockingly able to get the better of a power exchange with Benny, and here now double team and cracks into the ribs. Avric hoists up, but my god, that is 500 pounds of beef. But Frederico able to break up the pinfall. Tiff tried to get into the way, but simply couldn't get past. The rage-filled paladin hyping himself up, feeling the divine fury. Asha cheering her friends on from the outside, yelling, "Get this finished," the battle master of this team. Strategizing. Elbow from one, elbow from two. Tiff's like, we can do two can play at this game. Up you go. Are we going to do it again? And Avric once again barely sees through, but went to the well one too many times. Benny shifted his momentum, shifted his balance. Again, kick to the chest. Tag made, Tiff legal. As we send Tiff back to the top, but Benny is up on his feet. Clubs to the gut. Tiff manages to find his balance though. What does Tiff have in mind here? Double axe handle off the top. Rolls through. Benny is down. Frederico though right there to save it. Avric too slow. Still recovering. Sends Frederico out though. Flying Superman punch by Tiff. Could they do it? Could this be a Tiff? Gets Benny back up. Avric just knocks Freddy out the ring. No, Tiff trying to get the momentum back. Benny simply too powerful. Frederico there interrupts Avric. That was almost it for RBFS. Tiff managed to find his way through, managed to kick out. Benny cannot quite believe that didn't do it. Got Tiff by the neck, up onto the press and down slam. But Avric's back. Can he make it in time? He can't. Avric not able to recover. RBFS put an end to the double title dreams of the Amon Orphans. RBFS securing the win and securing their place in the finals. Which means our main event for next week is set, and it will be the absolute definition of big meaty men slapping meat, because we have Benny and Frederico of RBFS tagging against Big Magic Reynolds and Brock. Four of the largest clout chasers in all of existence. Come hungry next week, because next in our main event then, we are serving one hell of a meat sandwich. There is, of course, plenty more action to be had in other divisions as well. We saw Aria defend once again against Chen, and we will be figuring out what the hell Metrix is up to, how she got access to our systems once again, as we build through to the finale of this tag tournament. I have been your Clout Missioner, Captain Tyriant Guidal. We will see you next week, and as always, remember to stay #out for Clout.